What's going on, y'all? Your boy Darius here, back in for that video, and this time I'm here for my very late Raw review. I know it's late, but better late than never. Okay, I've been busy, didn't have time to make a video until now, and I'm here to talk about Monday Night Raw, give my little short thoughts on it. Obviously, things happened on this show, right? They had a big Damian Priest and Finn Balor street fight. It was pretty good, real good, a lot of near falls to close the show. We had the new women's Intercontinental Champion, the first one, the inaugural one, crowned in Lyra Valkyria in a pretty good match against Dakota Kai, which was too short. Should have been like at least 5 minutes longer. It's always women's matches, man. Always get cut short. And of course, the biggest thing, right? Yeah, CM Punk and Seth and Drew, they had something. But the biggest thing everyone's talking about, right? The biggest thing that has taken the wrestling world by storm. The debut of Penta in WWE, in the Fed, all right? Penta, a.k.a. Pentagon Jr., a.k.a. Penta El CERO MIEDO, a.k.a. Penta Oscuro, a.k.a. Dude's had a bunch of names, all right? He's had a bunch of names in every single company he's gone to. Like, I think for every single company he's gone to, he's changed his name. And in WWE, he's simply Penta, all right? And what a debut it was. What a promo it was he had afterwards, but I just want to focus on the debut itself. The theme, Penta's theme, which is it a Def Rebel thing? I don't know. It sounded like it could have been some royalty free stuff. I know a lot of people on social media, they don't like it. They call it generic and trash and mid. I personally quite liked it. I thought it fit the tempo, it fit the style and tone and vibe of Penta. Right when he's doing his entrance, in his little walk. that shit was funny. I have very little experience with Penta. I'll be honest with you, because like you guys know, I made this clear in my first Raw review. I don't watch AEW. Like I'll watch certain clips, I'll watch certain matches if they're critically acclaimed, and I'll watch certain segments if they're critically acclaimed and really eye catching. But I generally don't enjoy the AEW product, so I don't watch it. So I never really saw Penta in AEW. I know that in comparison, it seems like the sentiment openly is that in comparison to AEW, WWE has made him feel like a bigger deal than he's ever felt in AEW. So I didn't get to see his work over there. I never saw his work in TNA. I only saw his work on Lucha Underground. And dude's really cool, and he just has presence. He just has aura. All right, like when he was standing across the ring from Chad Gable, it just looking at him, I looked at Gable, I looked at Penta, I'm just like, this dude don't even look like he's real. He looks like he's a comic book character or something come to life, like not even anime, but like he just looks like a character from something else. Like, and now he's in the real world. Like it's crazy. His whole vibe, his whole presence is great. Like, dude, ever since his debut, I've been out here every now and then just hitting the CERO MIEDO and that shit. I don't know why it's so fun to do, right? I don't know why. Just CERO MIEDO. It's so fun. I seriously think that's gonna catch on, like like LA Knight and his yeah. I think it's gonna catch on. People are gonna be chanting the CERO MIEDO like all over the place. The crowd was great last night for him. I didn't know what to expect in terms of crowd reaction, but I guess San Jose is a big Latin presence there. He had his family there ringside. When he started speaking Spanish, he got a huge pop. So I guess there is like a huge Latin population in San Jose, which I guess by the name kind of makes sense. And I hope week to week, I'll tell you right now, just based off of that response, based off of how, if they can continue to keep the momentum, continue to let him show his character, dude is going to get over. Like, the merch he's going to sell, because WWE, like, their merch for him that they put up, like, even before the episode of Raw, like, the mask and the shirt, dude's going to be a merch selling machine, like, I don't think there's been a luchador in WWE that has been able to sell merch like Rey Mysterio. Like, they always try to bring in, this guy's the next Rey Mysterio. It's, Sin Cara, Kalisto, Dragon Lee. Like, it never works. I'm not saying Penta's going to be the next Rey Mysterio. He's not going to be the next anybody. He's just going to be Penta. But in terms of merch, he might be that next guy who, like, oh, you would always see kids wearing Rey Mysterio masks in, the crowds and stuff. That's you're still gonna have some of that, but I don't think you really even see a whole lot of that anymore. It's gonna be replaced by Penta. Like, you're gonna see a lot of Penta masks. Kids in Penta masks, hell, grown men in Penta masks. Dude, if they keep this up, dude's gonna be at that level. I don't know if he's gonna be a world champion, but if he stays on Raw and it's the World Heavyweight Championship, I could maybe see that one day. But dude's gonna be something special. I could very well see him taking the Intercontinental Championship from Braun Breaker. He might be the guy to take that off of him. Now that I think about it, if it's not Sheamus, if it's not Sheamus and Sheamus, finally gets his moment, it'll probably be Penta. And I hope that when Phoenix shows up, I hope that they give him the same rollout. Like, don't just immediately put them together as a tag team and keep them there. I'd love to see what Phoenix can do as a singles wrestler. Cause I think both of them, again, like, I've seen a handful of Lucha Bros matches. I think both of them are probably better as single stars. Like, I don't know. I just feel like they have more to offer singles than they do tag team. Like, what I would probably do, similar to what Nathan Frazier and Axiom are doing in NXT, where, like, they're a tag team, but they each still do singles things from time to time. I would do that when Phoenix is finally free from AEW. When he's finally free, they should, put them together, but then also have them not just confined to the tag division, but also pursuing other things in singles, in the singles divisions. I think that'd be a pretty cool idea, a pretty good way of booking them, showing how well they work as a unit, but also on their own, they are those guys, because they are. So Penta gave a nice little 3-minute promo in English and Spanish as well, talking about how much it's been his dream, how this is now the Penta new era, and looking forward to it, man. As for other things to have on the show, like the opening segment with CM Punk talking about the Royal Rumble and John Cena's in the Rumble, he's in the Rumble, Seth's in the Rumble. I think did Drew declare for the Rumble too? I think he did. Yeah, so Rumble's looking to be real stacked. Seth's obviously not done with Punk, even though he lost to Punk. Punk's done with him, but Seth's not done with him, and the transfer window is an interesting thing. I thought Drew transfer windowed over to SmackDown, but he came back to Raw. He was on Raw last week, and he's here again. That whole thing is whatever. I'm trying to see what else of note. Like I mentioned, Lyra Valkyria. Lyra Valkyria. It's a mouthful, that name. Lyra Valkyria is the new women's Intercontinental Champion, the inaugural one. And it was a good match. Real good match. Thought that should have been longer. Apparently some things were cut because of Penta. Both Penta's match and the promo went a little long, which I didn't even talk about the match. Like, the match, Penta versus Gable, my God, that match was awesome. Like, Gable sold his ass off in that Mexican Destroyer. It was crazy. Penta's using, I think it was called Made in Japan, but now it's called the Penta Driver. I don't know if it's always been, like, maybe he's had two names for it, but the Penta Driver instead of Fear Factor, which I think the Fear Factor was the package power driver. But obviously Owens is doing that as like a big, thing where people break their necks on it. So you don't want to just have Penta do that. But yeah, the match was awesome, hard hitting. They both put it all out there. There's like a little botch, and I saw people on like AEW fans, toxic AEW fans going like, as soon as Penta went to WWE, he got washed. Come on now. Anyway, so yeah, going back to the women's IC title, Lyra, she was my pick as the first champion. I think her and Michin were my picks for the inaugural mid-card women's titles. I was close with Michin, but as I got closer to it, I was like, it's going to be Chelsea Green. But it could also be Michin, but it's Chelsea Green. So, hey, hopefully they book those two mid-card titles really well. Hopefully Lyra, they can give her some interesting storylines, give her some interesting personality-wise, because she's real good in the ring. Real good. And I love the name of her finisher, the Nightwing, because that's my guy over in DC. I don't know if that's supposed to be that reference, but I know other things of note sort of happened, in between. Sami Zayn beat The Miz with a Blue Thunder Bomb. That was awesome. Which he should do that more often. The street fight between Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Right. I rolled my eyes at it when it was announced because it's just like, I want these two to be done with each other. Like the Judgment Day Damian Priest stuff, like it's so overdone. It has no heat. And that's still relatively true. But the match itself was amazing. Like it was so much fun. And the near falls and the stuff they were doing really made it feel like a proper street fight. Judgment Day shenanigans happen as always does. And I'm still done with that rivalry. Finn lost again. Like that's just what he does now. Finn just loses. And it could be a Drew McIntyre thing, because Drew McIntyre took a lot of L's last year, and then you see where he's eventually got to. Hope the same thing's with Finn, but hopefully the feud is done now. The feud is dead. Rhea is obviously moving on to Nia Jax from the looks of it. And I hope they find some new for Priest. I hope they just dismantle the Judgment Day, if I'm being honest. I remember when it became clear that Malachi Black was on his way to WWE, and it seems like he's definitely going that way now. I think he's done with AEW as a whole. I had it in my mind, I'm like, dude, it'd be so cool if Malachi Black came in and saved Judgment Day, really made them a threat again. I don't want that anymore. I want Judgment Day to be done. I want them to all go their separate ways. Have Dom and Liv go do their own thing, or have Dom get rid of Liv and just be on his own. Let Dom really be on his own. Let Finn do some stuff on his own. JD, Carlito, I'm done with the Judgment Day. It's been dead. They should have already have disbanded it. They've overstayed their welcome, and they've lost all their aura. They lost all their aura pretty much the moment Rhea and Priest were kicked out. Let's be honest with ourselves. But hopefully after this, we're done with this. We can do some interesting things with these characters. And trying to think anything else of note. Jey Uso is facing Gunther for the World Heavyweight title, and he's probably going to lose again. I think this will make their third match. And even though I want Jey to have a singles title, or to have a singles world title rather, and I think it would be the World Heavyweight Championship, I just don't see it happening for him this time. Especially because it's that Saturday night's main event, and I don't know if we're ever gonna get a proper title change on that show. Who knows? But yeah, those are kind of my quick thoughts on Raw. Again, the big thing touched upon. CERO MIEDO. I'm gonna keep doing that, dude. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. It's gonna be my mantra. Waking up tomorrow, no fear. CERO MIEDO. I hope they sell his gloves. I think I saw on his gloves it says CERO MIEDO on it. I hope they sell his gloves like they did AJ Styles' gloves. I'll buy it. I'm gonna buy that $75 mask because what am I gonna wear it for? How often am I gonna wear that? You know what I mean? I know I bought that back there for $150 or whatever it was because it was on sale, and that's the commemorative one. But it still looks really good. I did an unboxing of it. You guys go watch that if you haven't already. I know, I basically bought that just to sit there, but title belts are different than masks. That's just me. But let me know what you guys thought of Monday Night Raw. Did you enjoy it? Let me know what you thought of Penta's debut, his debut. Do you think they made him look like a megastar? Excuse me, I can't say megastar. That's LA Knight's thing. Do you think they made him look like a proper superstar? Do you think that he's gonna be better off here in WWE, or do you think he was better off in we're the best wrestle AEW? That's their mantra. We're the best wrestle. I'm gonna get so much tribalism comments, and it's gonna be awesome. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you did indeed like it. Thumbs up. Let YouTube know what you like, and then they'll help my channel out to grow. Hit the subscribe button as well, so you can help me get to 800 subscribers, man. I'm trying to get that YouTube money, man. You get it at 1,000. Also with certain watch times, which I'm still not really getting there, but work in progress. All right, have no fear. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.